Good afternoon, welcome back to Mill Street here in Hamilton. Fraser Tech today winning over Morrinsville Sports. Alongside me I have Dwayne Sweeney. Dwayne, thanks very much for joining me.
No, thank you.
Brought up your 100 games earlier this season for Morrinsville Sports. You're born, bred and bleed Morrinsville Sports. Is the impression I get and I've been told. What's it been like coming up from the junior grades? Basically playing for one club in New Zealand.
It's been awesome. I've been very fortunate through my professional career that I haven't had to move around. So I was lucky to be based. Got my opportunity with Waikato, and then got the
age
same.
Of 17.
17. Yeah. I actually played for Waikato before I played for Morrinsville.
Oh, okay.
I was still at school.
Yes.
Yep. So I've been really fortunate in that regard that I played for Waikato and then I played for the Chiefs, so I didn't have to move. So whenever an opportunity popped up where I didn't have a game and I was available to play club rugby, I was here for that. So I've been very lucky in that regard, but I've had some awesome support from the club as well. So I really enjoyed my time here.
Who is there anyone that's been very instrumental in your career, or has it been a team effort?
It's definitely a team effort, but I think you can never go past your family in terms of support. I'm very lucky, I'm very supportive mum and dad, and they've been there, and I've got 3 younger brothers as well, so super busy when we were kids through rugby, and then later on once we left school and everything, we all ended up playing for Morrinsville, so that made it a little bit easier for them to support. But even in saying that, they always make the effort to get to my Waikato games sort of right across the country as well, so I've been very grateful.
And you spent 6 years over in Japan as well. What was it like transitioning to that?
That was an awesome experience, so very different but almost similar culture. They're very hospitable people like we are here in New Zealand, so they made that transition really easy. I did my homework before I got there, so my language was, I could hold a semi sort of conversation, ask where the toilet was, etc. So
the important stuff.
Yeah, the important stuff, how to order a beer, food, and the toilet. So doing that I think helped me a lot and adapt into the culture, and once I could form those really good relationships with my teammates, which is a big part of rugby. Once I could do that through learning a bit of their language and showing some vulnerability and willing to work in their culture, then I really enjoyed my time.
So 2015, this is what I was going to ask you, but then I found out you did. You managed to play for the Barbarians Rugby Club at Olympic Stadium. Doing my research, I was thinking, I wonder how many New Zealanders have actually played rugby on Olympic Stadium. But then realised, no, that was actually the very first rugby game that was played there. What was that like, especially playing for the Barbarians against Samoa?
It was awesome. It was because it was right in the to the Rugby World Cup, so it was like a test run for them in terms of using the stadium, and I've always dreamed of playing for the Barbarians. I think every concept.
Rugby player does.
I love the concept of it, and I love the fact that you get to wear your club socks. So these are the actual socks.
Oh, so you did? Good that you wore.
But these are the same ones. So these are 5 years old now, and once I came back to New Zealand after my stint in Japan, I brought these back with me, and they've stayed as my playing socks. So
so a garment that lasts 5 years is pretty good.
Yeah. So that's a good plug for DG Sport who make the socks.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I know other people that use DG as well. So also last season you brought up your 100 games for Waikato as well, against Taranaki.
Yep. Oh no, Tasman.
Tasman. Sorry, it was close to the T.
It's the T.
What was that like?
That was extremely special. I think it's probably it's kind of hard to, I guess, put into words. Being born and bred here, like you've mentioned, I bleed, these colours, I bleed those colours. It's only team I ever wanted to play for. Growing up, there was no Super Rugby when I first, really was a fanboy of rugby in the early 90s, and Waikato had a golden era through that period. So I had some really good role models to look up to, and so many of those players became a Centurion. So I don't know, maybe deep down in me back then that was a goal, or not a goal, but I dreamed of playing for that team, and I saw those guys give so much to that team for such a long period that it probably rubbed off on me, and that's what I wanted to do. So I'm extremely lucky to be able to do it, considering I had 6 years overseas as well. So I'm extremely grateful that my body has allowed me to.
I think you're the first person to have done it since 2002. Reece Duggan was the last one before you.
Yeah.
So it shows 17 years
Yeah, it's a long time.
for someone to bring up 100 games for Waikato. Just to finish off, you can't include any times you've beaten Auckland because I'm an Auckland supporter, even though I'm born and bred in Waikato. What's been your favourite moment
playing? There's two. So out and out favourite moment was when we won the Bruce Shield for Morrinsville back in 2009. So yeah, that was just special for a number of reasons. Being my hometown, growing up there. When I started at the club, we really struggled to compete. You know, we always go out there and give it everything we got, but we do struggle for depth, and we have our moments, we have our years.
You're a typical country club, aren't you?
Yeah. So, but that year it all came together, and we sort of got on this role, and you know, a lot of extra emotion came into it when we lost our coach. Stivey. So that was hard, but yeah, I think that really stands out. And then professionally, I ran for the Shield win in 2018 against Taranaki down there. Just because of what we'd been through up until that point. Like, I've had some awesome professional experiences, like you named the Barbarians game, that's one, and Super Rugby final in South Africa, even though we lost, like, still to get there. Like
the Hurricanes game before that final
that
was very amazing. I was at that semi-final as well.
So yeah, like there's been heaps, but that one there, I just think from, you know, we've just come off Waikato's longest losing streak in history. We beat Wellington 4 days prior. We turn around 4 days later and go down and blow Taranaki off the field and win the Shield. Then we come back 4 days later again and defend it against a good Hawke's Bay side. So I think that whole week is probably a real massive highlight in terms of how, as a group, we could turn that around. It wasn't sort of one individual performance, it was a culmination of the hard work that we put in to put us in that position, and then to be able to execute in those big games is also like so satisfying.
All right, thanks very much for your time, Dwayne. It's been a pleasure, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.